What is up, Bessies? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a Q&A sit-down video because I am in Austin, Texas. Of course, you guys know that, but I don't know if you are familiar with the weather lately here. So there's a big snowstorm, big, quote-unquote big. I'm kidding, it's not really big. There's literally like a millimeter of snow on the ground, and the entire city has like legit shut down. Taylor and I were on our way to the gym, got there, tried to get inside, and there was a big closed sign. Now, before we get into this video, you guys know I've been working with Built Bars for quite some time. Thank you, Built Bar, for sponsoring another one of my videos. You guys know I love these things. Last video, I put it into the microwave, and oh my goodness, it was so good. I don't think I'm ever gonna eat one of these ever again without putting it into the microwave for like 15 seconds. But if you guys are looking to get a discount on your Built Bars, I got you. You can use code ssam.ttaylor10 to get 10% off your order. So you can go down into the description box below and use that link as well for an easy access. As you guys know, I think I've mentioned it a few times, my two favorite flavors are the mint chocolate and the salted caramel. They're always coming out with new flavors, so be sure to follow their Instagram if you guys want to be up to date with their new flavors that are constantly coming out. I'm actually curious how you guys like to eat your Built Bars, so leave it in the comments below if you guys have tried it in the microwave, you like it just maybe room temperature, straight out of the wrapper, I don't know. But let me know, and then let me know what your favorite flavor is. Okay, so I just realized I had to sit down real quick and screenshot a bunch of them because there were so many, but I had to pick like really good ones. So we have some juicy ones and then some basic ones because I figured you guys want to know the basic information about myself. First one, beer or wine? I'm going to answer with wine, although I do not prefer either of them. When I went abroad, I actually had really bad experiences with wine. That is when my like binging habits with drinking occurred, and I was drinking wine, and it kind of ruined it for me, so I don't really drink wine anymore, but I do want to get in the habits of like having a glass of wine and actually enjoying it. Just right now, the thought of wine kind of brings me back to those memories, so would prefer not to have it. And then beer tastes like disgusting. One thing that you do know, if you're a close friend of mine, if you see a beer in my hand when I'm out somewhere, know I'm really drunk. Because one, you can't taste the flavor of it anymore. Two, I don't care what I'm drinking, as long as it's like getting me a little drunk. And I would prefer a beer when I'm really drunk rather than a mixed drink because it doesn't hit you as quickly. So if you see a beer in my hand, you know I'm drunk. Planning on moving. I do not plan on moving anywhere outside of Austin, honestly, in the near future. Taylor and I've done a lot of like driving around, checking out new neighborhoods. I find something new every single day, like driving from the city, you have the downtown, and then you can go over the bridge over to like the lake, and then once you're in the lake driving through those neighborhoods, you're in the mountains, you got like a mix of like city view, lake view, river view. It's gorgeous. I love it, and I feel like this is a great place to raise a kid outside of the city, not obviously downtown, but finding like a good neighborhood to live in would be nice. Another one is Julia Greco. This girl has been literally so interactive with my stuff. I feel like we're already virtual best friends, and she says, can we be best friends? I just want you guys to all know we are all best friends here. It is a massive community of badass girl boss women, and if you're not in the Facebook group, please join it, because if you're not in the Facebook group, a lot of girls are already interacting with each other and finding great best friends with like-minded interests. So join the Facebook group. I will link it down below. But yeah, we're all best friends. One was, what were your parents' point of view when you first started your fitness career, supportive or no? I would like to say they were supportive just because I've always been very into like athletics and gym stuff ever since I was little. Literally, I played 3 sports in high school, 2 sports in college. They just loved watching me, you know, run around, chase a ball. Guess it's such a weird concept, but yeah, they've always been supportive of it. Obviously, I have 2 younger brothers, so kind of how I got into lifting is over quarantine. We had a bench press with a barbell and a bunch of plates, and my brothers would go outside and work out, and seeing them do it, I was like super inspired. So that's when I actually started getting into like benching, and I liked doing that, and I think that's when I got really comfortable because I was in my garage gym by myself with no one really staring at me, judging me or anything. And then once the gyms opened back up, that's when I really went like full aim on my like fitness lifting lifestyle. So I think my parents were pretty supportive of it because they would always go outside during like quarantine and just like see me working out in the garage. Another question is, are you ever going to compete? No, I don't think I'm ever gonna compete just because, one, I feel like a little bit later in my fitness journey. I'm 23 years old, turning 24. I've only been like seriously lifting for about 2 years, and a lot of the girls that step on stage have been lifting for maybe like 4 to 5 years. So I just feel like I would be very behind on stage if I were to do so. And I'm in the point in my life where I am really happy with my relationship with food. I don't necessarily ever really want to lose my period. That's something that also frightens me, which sometimes happens when you do compete. And I want to get into that point this year where I am able to intuitive eat for like a majority of my time. Like all of summer I really wanted to intuitive eat. That's my goal for the year. I want to finish out this bulk, which I did just finish out the bulk, move myself into my cut, and then work myself into maintenance, so that way all of summer I can just intuitive eat and enjoy my time with summer, with my new dog, spending the days on the lake, hanging out with friends, and not worrying about, oh my god, I have to track something. Yeah, no, I don't plan on ever competing. What is your sign? I'm a Cancer. I don't know really much about it. My birthday is July 11th. I love July. It's my favorite month of the year because we have 4th of July, then we have my birthday, and then at least in Boston, July is the hottest month of the entire year. So it was so much fun, like being able to like go on my boat, stuff like that. I just always looked forward to July. Obviously now I'm in Texas, so it's pretty hot out majority of the year, so that's good. Another question I got was, what is your favorite memory? I kind of sat down for a second to think about this, and my favorite memory, this is like sad but not sad, is my grandfather. I have a video on my phone. I'll actually put it on the screen.
Okay, Sam. I'm hoping you get a hat trick for me today. All right? Go to it, kid.
Of him wishing me good luck at one of my field hockey games. He was my biggest... Oh, Macro. Come here, Macro. Come say hi to the camera. Come here. He was like my biggest supporter. He went to every single one of my games. And if you guys are up to date with my like content, my grandfather passed away last year. He had Alzheimer's. Hey, Macro. Oh, he had Alzheimer's, so he was forgetting really slowly. Like his memory was like, disappearing pretty quickly. So he would go to my games, and honestly, he would kind of forget to like which one I was on the field, but he was always there because it was just like a thing in his life that he always did. So I have that video on my phone, and honestly, I watch that video like quite a bit if I'm like sad or anything. So that's a good memory of mine, is my grandfather just going to all my field hockey games and stuff like that, because I want my kids to like be athletic and go have games, so that way I can go to their games, and then like my grandparents can go, or their grandparents, my parents can go to the games. And Macro, right? Macro, you're gonna go to the games too. He doesn't like being up like this because I think he thinks I'm gonna like make a TikTok with him or something. You guys can't see him, but he's just sitting here. Hi. What are your favorite things to do in your downtime? Honestly, this is so bad, but shopping. I love shopping, whether it's online shopping, going to a mall. But now that I'm my little guy Macro, my downtime is gonna be with him, hanging out. I was saying to Taylor yesterday, I was like, wow, now I'm gonna like enjoy more hanging out with my dog on a Saturday night than going out to a club or like a bar. Times change really quickly. Do you and Taylor buy groceries for the two of you, or do y'all split the cost? Taylor and I do eat pretty similarly, but also kind of different at the same time. So we just buy our own groceries, but random things like lettuce or oats or just like anything that we both use, we'll kind of switch off here and there of buying like those types of things. But obviously I'm going to pay for my chicken and she's going to pay for her tofu. Just like those main things that we know we're going to be having throughout the day. Because when we go to the grocery store, we're buying things like that we know we're going to eat for the week. And we usually run out by the end of the week. We do have our two different transactions at the grocery store, but a lot of this, like, a lot of stuff that we both, at the same time, we just like switch off buying. Your biggest regret? I think my biggest regret definitely has to be the way I treated people when I did have my like eating disorder habits, because obviously when you're under eating, you are miserable, honestly, 24/7. You treat your family, friends, people around you horribly. It kind of sucks because people will even say things now to this day saying that I'm a horrible person, which I am not. I'm so different than I was when I was struggling. So those little comments and those little things people will say from my past really bother me. I wish I could go back in time and treat people differently, but obviously I can't. It's a learning curve. Things happen. But I do also wish that people would also mature and grow and realize that also people change. And you can't continue to judge someone off of your past with them, because, you know, people mature and grow. Oh, this one was a good one. If you could pick any sport to play besides lacrosse, field hockey, or ice hockey, what would it be? I'm gonna say ice hockey. I loved ice hockey. Something about it, like the culture of it, is just insane. I played field hockey and lacrosse in college, but I did not play ice hockey in college because for girls ice hockey, it is honestly very, very hard to go D1. They are not very much supported financially in college for ice hockey, or honestly sports in general. So if I were to play ice hockey at the school I went to, I would have had to play on a club team, and I would have had to pay out of pocket to play. So if things were a little bit different with ice hockey, I probably would have played that. How is life? I love this question, and I got this question quite a bit. I got a lot of, how's life? How's your mental health? I'm doing so much better now that I have my dog, of course, too. But you guys don't know a lot of like the behind the scenes of my life, how I'm feeling. I'm always showing like my happy side, my best side, because why would I ever want to like film myself crying, film myself like upset and post that? Obviously it is good for you guys to see that, so you know that I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. But when I'm feeling that, like the last thing I want to do is be on social media. I do have my days. I do have my times where like I really wish maybe I could take a break from social media, but it sucks because that's my source of income. But we're doing so much better, so that's not even a problem right now. Have you gone on dates since being in Austin? No, I haven't. One-on-one dates, no. I don't think I could ever do that. That's so bad. But I don't know. I feel like I like moving into things with talking to a guy where I meet them in a social setting first, rather than like the first time I ever meet them is like one-on-one. I don't know, because I would need to get drunk for that. Actually, wait. Oh my God, Taylor, are you listening to this right now? I have been on a date. Fuck. Guys, I lied. I've been on a date. I don't even know if I can talk about it. Okay, I lied. I've been on a date. Let's just say contracts were involved. You guys can probably get the gist of what I'm saying. So I don't really want to talk about it. I have been on a date. Now that I'm thinking about it. Fuck. But okay, I met him way before this date. Like, I had hung out with him. So yes, I will still continue to agree with myself when I say I don't like going on one-on-one dates if I've never actually met the person before. What I've been doing is I like to tell someone where I'm going out, like whether I'm going out to like Buford's or the ranch or like Tiramucho's or wherever I'm going, and letting them know that so that way I can meet them for the first time out. Fave candy bar, I really don't know why I screenshotted that. I don't have a fave candy bar. If I were to pick my favorite candy, it would probably be the Sour Patch watermelons. Or hot tamales. I love those. Is that weird? Hot tamales are so good. Do you deal with social anxiety? If so, how? I think it's funny that you asked that because only one person has asked that. And yes, I have. Recently, when I was home for winter break, that was like my biggest struggle. Obviously, it's been super easy with Taylor because living with Taylor, we have the same struggles. We know what it feels like to be on social media and have like thousands of people creating content that isn't the best about you. And it's hard because you can, like, we literally will get, like, I don't want you guys to feel bad for me, but like to put it into real life, like we will get like hate comments, death threats, like in our DMs. And when you're already struggling mentally and you receive even one of those or two or three, it doesn't help, obviously. So when I was home over winter break, I had to deal with that type of stuff on my own, and I had to go into like social settings by myself. I had one day where legit the worst, and I couldn't even get myself to cook food. I couldn't even get myself to like drink water. I was just in bed all day, and I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna order Chipotle. And unfortunately, the only thing that you could do is order it for pickup. So I ordered my food for pickup and I drove there. I could not even get myself to get inside that store to go pick up my food. I circled around the parking lot for probably 30 minutes trying to get myself to go inside, and I just couldn't go inside. So that was like one of my biggest experiences recently with that. Over the summer I dealt with like social anxiety in terms of like partying, like being out, but yeah, so I do deal with that. It's no fun because I'm not like in control of it. Like I wish I could have just walked into that Chipotle and grabbed my bag of food, but my mind was just doing all these things telling me that like there were people in there that knew who I was. If they saw me, they would have judged. Like, I don't know, my mind was just playing a game. It was so hard. Another one is how many hours a day do you find yourself on social media, work and not working? Unfortunately, I don't think I could ever go on my phone and not work. I'm going on Instagram. I can't just scroll on Instagram for fun and see what my friends are doing. Like, I'm going to be drawn to my DMs to answer DMs. I'm going to be drawn to my comments to comment back to someone, to like a comment, to do something like that. Or if I go on TikTok, I'm not scrolling on TikTok to just enjoy TikTok. I'm scrolling on TikTok to find a new trend that I can be creating tomorrow morning when I'm at the gym or just throughout the day. So I don't ever find myself just scrolling on social media, which kind of sucks. I still have my like second Instagram that I go on sometimes to get off of, which like only my close friends are following me on that. And I will sometimes go on that, but it's very hard for me to be on social media and not work. I would say I spend majority of my day on social media, but sometimes when Taylor and I need it, we do realize like at the end of the day, like let's go do something outside the house. Like we'll go do something super random. Like during winter break, we were doing a lot of random things, like going to watch Christmas lights, going to just like random things you can think of. So I think over the summer, it will definitely help a little bit more to get out and do things, but obviously right now it's like cold, so I don't really want to be outside. Over the summer, I'll be going on my paddleboard, doing fun things, going to the dog park now because I have a dog. Another one is, when are you chopping your hair off? Guys, so I went to Ulta the other day and I bought this shampoo and conditioner, Pureology. I bought it's like a light purple bottle and it's meant for thin, dry hair. And I used it once and let me tell you guys, my hair feels so healthy and good and like voluminous. My biggest issue with like growing my hair out has been that it gets too thin, gross. But this shampoo and conditioner has saved me, I feel like. But I don't think I'll let my hair get any longer than this. I will probably chop my hair for summer because I like when my hair is like a little bit, not like a bob, but like shoulder length, and leave it down and not have to worry about putting it up. Another question is, how do you get paid for podcasts? So if you guys listen to our podcast and you notice Taylor or I reading a script for a brand, that is how we get paid for it. We don't get paid based on listens from like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We get paid from like ads that we're reading from a brand. So if you guys hear those Spotify ones that are like robotic or just like not us talking, we don't get paid through those ones. Same thing also applies to like my YouTube videos. If you notice there's an ad at the very beginning of my videos, that's how I get paid. Another one is, do you smoke weed? No, I do not smoke weed. I've only ever had bad experiences with smoking weed. Over the summer, I've talked about this before, I think maybe on my podcast. I took an edible thinking it was CBD, which the people that gave me the gummy told me it was CBD, but it ended up being Delta 8, which is a form of weed. And I tripped so bad, like I threw up. I was bawling my eyes out. I almost called 911 on myself. It was so bad. And it lasted for like 3 hours. So ever since that incident, I don't think I could ever smoke and get away with it in terms of like being relaxed. I think I will always be paranoid when I smoke. So I will never do it again. Even like before that incident, I had always had issues with getting paranoid. And another fun fact too, none of you guys asked this, but I've never used a Juul or anything, no nicotine in my entire life. So that's like a brag of mine. All right, let's get into the boy stuff, I guess, because you guys asked a lot of questions about boys. Do you use any online dating apps? And if so, what advice do you have? I have downloaded Hinge before and Bumble, I think. Those are the two that I've used. I deleted them. I honestly was contemplating downloading them again, solely for the reason of just like meeting people out. I don't know why, but that's like what I do with the apps, I guess, or at least over the summer I did this. Download the apps and obviously talk with people, match with people, whatever, but I would never go on like a one-on-one date with them. Because one, you don't know what their intentions are through a freaking dating app. And two, like I said, I'm super against meeting someone one-on-one for the first time in a setting that I'm not comfortable with. Like sitting down in a restaurant, you're not gonna find me being myself. You're gonna find me being myself out at a club with my friends, a bar with my friends, whatever it is, or even the gym. Like if you wanna like meet me at the same time at the gym, like that's great too. So what I do is obviously match with people I'm interested in, let them know on the weekend where I'm going out, and maybe if going out is not for you, then just let them know what gym you go to and say, hey, I would love to work out around the same time as you, go to this gym, and we can lift it around the same time, so that way you're in a social setting where it's not uncomfortable for you. Personally, I don't like going on a one-on-one date. I don't know what it is. Another one was, any boys in your life? No, not currently, and I am so annoyed with boys lately. The audacity they think they have. And if you know what I'm referring to, you can listen to the podcast, the LA one. I got in some deets with that, but I'm not really looking right now. If a guy comes into my life, he's gonna come into my life, and that's about it. I'm pretty picky, to be honest. He also has to be as in love with the gym as I am, but recently with finding gym guys, hasn't been working out too well. They've been a little crazy up here. So, yeah, no boys in my life right now. What is a non-negotiable for a guy? The simple things. It's so easy to be a gentleman. Opening up the door for me. Bringing me an energy drink to the gym. Driving me to the gym. Opening up to the door when we get to the gym. Like, I don't know. Those simple things, non-negotiable. If you're not doing those things, sorry, boy. You'll follow the streets. Where there's dogs outside. I should show macro. But another thing too is obviously like they need to like understand the gym as much as I do. Nothing gives me more of an ick when I have to explain to you what a supplement is or what your workout routine should be. I've had that in the past and I'm like, ew. Like you don't even know what to do when you go to the gym. Like, So that's my little ick. I don't know what another ick is for me. Yeah, I think that's like it. And I can't have bigger legs than you. Oh my goodness. Not to throw my guy friends at home under the bus, but like one time, I didn't say this to him, but one of my guy friends, I was sitting on the couch with him and my thigh was bigger than him. I was like, my thigh cannot be bigger than you because no, So his thighs need to be bigger than mine. I don't really have big thighs either anyway. So like that's just going to show like his thighs were really small. How did you go about making social media your job? All right, guys, I am so sick of this little trend on TikTok of people saying you need to post at this hour, you need to post this amount of content per day, you need to post the 7-second videos on TikTok with a bunch of text. That is not how me, Taylor, any of your favorite creators were able to grow their platform. If you're going into it with the wrong intentions and you're going in with it with the intentions of this being your full-time job, it's not going to work out. People are going to see right through that. You need to be authentic with your content, show your life, show your struggles, show what you've learned, and people will truly enjoy that. Figure out what you're super passionate about and talk about it. Just show yourself. I don't know. Posting specific times, amount of things, these certain hashtags, like it's not gonna get you very far. Sure, it will work for a little bit, but your engagement will immediately drop because people will not be engaged with you anymore, and you're not gonna be able to live off of that. Another thing too is people think that the only income we have is social media, just posting like my workouts day to day, and that's not the case. There are so many other things that we do. We have a podcast now, we're branding ourselves. Like social media is only gonna last for a few years. You can't be relying on social media when you're like 50 years old with a bunch of kids. You need to use social media to your advantage now and brand yourself. So we're not just like a creator, fitness influencer. So that is that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think I'm gonna wrap it up because it's been quite some time. I will definitely do another one of these. Maybe we can do one once a month, updating you guys on just like my life. I don't know where Macro went, but I'm sure he is super happy you guys came to my channel, so we love you.